The European Space Agency is an intergovernmental organization dedicated to the exploration of space, with 22 member states. Established in 1975 and headquartered in Paris, France, ESA has a worldwide staff of about 2,000 and an annual budget of about €5.25 billion, $5.77 billion USD, 2016. ESA's spaceflight program includes human spaceflight, mainly through participation in the International Space Station program, the launch and operation of unmanned exploration missions to other planets and the Moon, Earth observation, science and telecommunication, designing launch vehicles, and maintaining a major spaceport, the Guiana Space Center at Kourou, French Guiana. The main European launch vehicle Ariane 5 is operated through Arianespace, with ESA sharing in the costs of launching and further developing this launch vehicle. Its facilities are distributed among the following 5 research centers. ESA science missions are based at Istok in Noordwijk, Netherlands, Earth observation missions at Ezeren in Frascati, Italy. ESA Mission Control, ESOC, is in Darmstadt, Germany. The European Astronaut Center, EAC, that trains astronauts for future missions is situated in Cologne, Germany, and the European Space Astronomy Center, ESAC, is located in Villanueva de la Canada, Madrid, Spain. History. After World War II, many European scientists left Western Europe in order to work with the United States. Although the 1950s boom made it possible for Western European countries to invest in research and specifically in space-related activities, Western European scientists realized solely national projects would not be able to compete with the two main superpowers. In 1958, only months after the Sputnik shock, Eduardo Amaldi and Pierre Auger, two prominent members of the Western European scientific community at that time, met to discuss the foundation of a common Western European Space Agency. The meeting was attended by scientific representatives from 8 countries, including Harry Massey, UK. The Western European nations decided to have 2 different agencies, one concerned with developing a launch system, ELDO, European Launch Development Organization, and the precursor of the European Space Agency, ISRO, European Space Research Organization. The latter was established on March 20, 1964 by an agreement signed on June 14, 1962. From 1968 to 1972, ISRO launched 7 research satellites. ESA in its current form was founded with the ESA Convention in 1975, when ISRO was merged with ELDO. ESA has 10 founding member states: Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland and the United Kingdom. 5. These signed the ESA Convention in 1975 and deposited the instruments of ratification by 1980, when the convention came into force. During this interval the agency functioned in a de facto fashion. ESA launched its first major scientific mission in 1975, COSB, a space probe monitoring gamma-ray emissions in the universe first worked on by ISRO. Later activities. ESA joined NASA in the IU, the world's first high-orbit telescope, which was launched in 1978 and operated very successfully for 18 years. A number of successful Earth orbit projects followed, and in 1986 ESA began Giotto, its first deep space mission, to study the comets Halley and Griggs-Schlierup. Hipparcos, a star mapping mission, was launched in 1989 and in the 1990s SOHO, Ulysses and the Hubble Space Telescope were all jointly carried out with NASA. Recent scientific missions in cooperation with NASA include the Cassini-Huygens Space Probe, to which ESA contributed by building the Titan landing module Huygens. As the successor of Eldor, ESA has also constructed rockets for scientific and commercial payloads. Ariane 1, launched in 1979, brought mostly commercial payloads into orbit from 1984 onward. The next two developments of the Ariane rocket were intermediate stages in the development of a more advanced launch system, the Ariane 4, which operated between 1988 and 2003 and established ESA as the world leader citation needed in commercial space launches in the 1990s. Although the succeeding Ariane 5 experienced a failure on its first flight, it has since firmly established itself within the heavily competitive commercial space launch market with 56 successful launches as of September 2011. The successor launch vehicle of Ariane 5, the Ariane 6, is already in the definition stage and is envisioned to enter service in the 2020s. The beginning of the new millennium saw ESA become, along with agencies like NASA, JAXA, ISRO, CSA and Roscosmos, one of the major participants in scientific space research. Although ESA had relied on cooperation with NASA in previous decades, especially the 1990s, changed circumstances, such as tough legal restrictions on information sharing by the United States military, led to decisions to rely more on itself and on cooperation with Russia. A 2011 press issue thus stated, "Russia is ESA's first partner in its efforts to ensure long-term access to space." There is a framework agreement between ESA and the government of the Russian Federation on cooperation and partnership in the exploration and use of outer space for peaceful purposes, and cooperation is already underway in two different areas of launcher activity that will bring benefits to both partners. Most notable for its new self-confidence are ESA's own recent successful missions Smart 1, a probe testing cutting-edge new space propulsion technology, the Mars Express and Venus Express missions, as well as the development of the Ariane 5 rocket and its role in the ISS partnership. ESA maintains its scientific and research projects mainly for astronomy space missions such as COROT, launched on December 27, 2006, a milestone in the search for extrasolar planets.